To surprise my wife, I secretly went to her concert, only to find her passionately entangled with a famous male star in the backstage green room. Ethan Hall smirked. "Who do you prefer, me or that useless man you have at home?" Sophia Jones kissed him obsequiously. "He's not even in your league." Through the half-closed door, I tore the record deal contract she had dreamed of into pieces. Sophia Jones didn't get home until 2 in the morning. She walked into the bedroom reeking of alcohol, and I was already lying down. Sophia Jones whined, "Honey, I had too much to drink at the celebration party, my head hurts so bad." Usually, no matter how late she came home, I would wait for her and make her a hangover remedy. But this time, I didn't even open my eyes. Sophia Jones thought I was asleep and huffed in dissatisfaction by the bed before taking her pajamas to the bathroom. Then, her phone, which she had left on the pillow, vibrated. A message from Ethan Hall popped up on the screen. "Baby, it's only been a few minutes since we parted, and I already miss you." Sophia Jones took a shower and tiptoed into bed beside me. She lay with her back to me, the phone screen constantly lit. I could hear her suppressed giggles now and then. I didn't sleep a wink all night. The next morning, among the pile of dirty clothes in the bathroom, I immediately spotted the unmistakable stain on her black lace underwear. Lost in thought, Sophia Jones came up behind me and hurriedly snatched the underwear away. "This is a little dirty, I'll wash it myself." She didn't know that her eyes darted around quickly when she was flustered. I didn't call her out on it, but just casually said, "Oh." Not long after, her assistant sent over a large bag of fresh groceries. Sophia Jones said she was taking the day off and would personally cook lunch for me. She busied herself in the kitchen all morning, and the table was gradually filled with dishes I loved. This heartwarming scene was in stark contrast to the gloom in my heart. If I hadn't witnessed her tryst with Ethan Hall with my own eyes yesterday, I would never have believed that Sophia Jones, who once vowed to love me forever, would cuckold me just half a year into our marriage. After only a couple of bites, Sophia Jones hesitated and said, "Honey, tomorrow is my birthday." I put down my chopsticks. "And?" "I've invited some entertainers/celebrities from the Hollywood Paramount Studios to have a birthday party at our apartment." I understood what she meant. "I'll stay out of the way." Because of her career, we chose to keep our marriage a secret. Apart from a few executives at the Hollywood Paramount Studios, almost no one knew she was married. Satisfied with my answer, Sophia Jones visibly breathed a sigh of relief. Just as she was about to say something, her phone rang. Seeing the caller ID, she glanced at me guiltily and took the phone to the balcony. She came back a little while later, looking apologetic. "Honey, I forgot I have an important appointment today." I nodded. "Go ahead." After Sophia Jones left, I threw the almost untouched meal into the trash can. When I first met Sophia Jones, she was just a small-time internet celebrity busking on the street corner. I was attracted by her looks and voice and took the initiative to ask for her contact information. We quickly established a romantic relationship. Sophia Jones was hardworking, ambitious, and talented. After learning about her dreams, I recommended that she participate in a popular American Idol. I used my connections and meticulously planned everything, making her stand out overnight and become a rising star. During a date, I jokingly said, "Now that you're famous, there must be a lot of guys chasing you." But she looked at me affectionately, "I only like you." Sophia Jones's New Year's wish last year was to marry me. I was so touched that I lost my mind and took her to New York City Hall to get a marriage license that very day. Despite my family's objections. To better take care of Sophia Jones, I quit my job and willingly became a stay-at-home husband. But I never expected that my trust and dedication would be repaid with her hurt and betrayal. On Sophia Jones's birthday, I left early in the morning. I sat in the library all day until it closed, then I went home. Dim light shone from the windows of the apartment, and I guessed that Sophia Jones's birthday party was over. Because I forgot to bring my keys, I rang the doorbell. Sophia Jones opened the door, and her expression changed drastically when she saw me. She lowered her voice, displeased. "Didn't I text you to come back later?" My phone had run out of battery and shut down automatically in the afternoon. At that moment, a man's voice came from the bathroom. "Joe, who is it?" "Ethan Hall." Sophia Jones replied in a flustered voice, "It's nothing, just someone from the neighborhood collecting trash." After saying that, she gave me a look and slammed the door shut. Along with the door, the last trace of my love for Sophia Jones was also shut out. I sat on the stone bench in the neighborhood for a long time, so long that my legs went numb. Finally, I saw Ethan Hall come out of the apartment building, bundled up tightly, and get into a BMW. Ha, some birthday party. It was just a party for the two of them. Sophia Jones found me while I was dozing off on the stone table. She said with some guilt, "Honey, I had to lie just now. Please understand." I ignored her and went straight upstairs. Sophia Jones kept chattering behind me. Luckily, I had a flash of inspiration just now. "You know, I'm in a critical period of my career. It would be over if they found out I was married." I suddenly remembered that not long after we got married, we were almost photographed by the paparazzi in Los Angeles on our way home. At that time, I was terrified. Thank goodness we weren't discovered, or your career would be ruined. But Sophia Jones didn't care at all. "So what if we're exposed? I want the whole world to know that you're my husband." So, a person can change so quickly. The room was a mess. Trash was everywhere. There was frosting all over the cake, and even 2 leftover steaks on the dining table. It seemed they had a lot of fun today. In the bathroom, the scent of body wash mingled with the scent that only adults understand lingered in the humid air. I subconsciously looked towards the trash can. Sure enough, a used condom was visible in the trash can. But Sophia Jones didn't notice anything different about me. She even asked in a coquettish tone, "Honey, where's my birthday gift?" Birthday gift? I prepared a nice birthday gift for her some time ago. It was the record deal contract she had been dreaming of. The Hollywood Paramount Studios only planned to focus on developing one entertainer/celebrity in the second half of the year, and this contract was the key to success. But this valuable birthday gift had already been torn to shreds by me in the backstage green room that night at her concert. Seeing that I didn't respond, Sophia Jones looked disappointed. "You forgot? You haven't been paying attention to me these past few days." Looking at her sad expression, I remembered the happiness and joy we once shared. My heart wavered a little. Which entertainers/celebrities came to the apartment today? If she would admit it. I invited all my good friends. She rattled off a long list of entertainers/celebrities without batting an eye, but Ethan Hall was nowhere to be found. At that moment, the last bit of hope I had for her vanished. I took a file from the nightstand and handed it to her. Sophia Jones's eyes lit up. "Wow, you said you didn't prepare a gift, so you were going to surprise me?" I chuckled. If she thought this was a birthday gift, so be it. Sure enough, when Sophia Jones saw the words on the file, the smile froze on her face. "Oliver Green, what is the meaning of this?" "Divorce papers." "I them drafted yesterday afternoon. I am the kind of person who can endure hardship with my loved one, and I can give everything for my loved one, but I cannot tolerate infidelity. The day before yesterday, I went to your concert and went to the backstage green room too. Guess what I saw in front of your green room door?" Hearing this, Sophia Jones's face turned pale, and the hand holding the divorce papers trembled slightly. I suddenly felt that she shouldn't be a singer, an actress might be more suitable for her. "Oliver Green, let me explain," she said anxiously. "Ethan Hall is just my guest, we were just putting on a show. Putting on a show? I smiled and kicked the trash can from the bathroom in front of her. Was this also part of the show? If I didn't think it was dirty, I would have thrown the condom in her face. Sophia Jones saw what was in the trash can, and the last bit of color drained from her face. Sign it if you have no objections, and then let's set a time to finalize the divorce at New York City Hall. I couldn't stand to be in this dirty place for another moment. I stopped at the door. I turned back and met Sophia Jones's eyes, which were full of expectation and a hint of pleading. I smirked. Almost forgot to say, "Happy birthday." I booked a room at a hotel. After charging my phone, I saw a string of messages from Sophia Jones. Most of them were excuses and confessions. She said that she and Ethan Hall were just hyping things up and that she only wanted to get the Hollywood Paramount Studios fall campaign endorsement through Ethan Hall. She said that she only loved me and never thought about divorcing me, and that she would never agree to a divorce. She called me, but I hung up and blacklisted her contacts. Over the weekend, I was invited to attend an awards ceremony, and wouldn't you know it, I ran into Ethan Hall in the Ritz-Carlton ballroom. As I walked past him, he stopped me. It was too dark that night, and I couldn't see you. Soph. I.E. Jones said you looked average, but I think you're tall and handsome, not bad at all. So, he saw me that night on Sophia Jones's birthday. He had always known I existed. Ethan Hall looked at me with disdain. Even if you look okay, you're just an ordinary person, not even a hair on my head compares to me. I advise you to know your place, don't cling to Sophia Jones and ruin her future. At that moment, Sophia Jones arrived. Seeing me, the expression on her face changed in a myriad of ways. Ethan Hall leaned in intimately and whispered in Sophia Jones's ear, "Joe, he came here. Is it possible he wants to take revenge on you and expose your relationship?" Sophia Jones's face turned ugly at the sound of this, and she urged in a low voice, "Oliver Green, you go back first. We'll talk about things when we get home." Seeing that I didn't move, Sophia Jones became anxious. "Oliver Green, I'll agree to anything you want, just don't make a scene. You'll ruin me at an event like this." She swore undying love to me just a few days ago on Instagram. Now, she regarded me as a virus, wishing she could kick me away. Ha! Sophia Jones's face was disgusting. I played along and said, "Okay, you agree to the divorce, and I won't make a scene." While Sophia Jones was hesitating, she saw a group of media reporters crowding around Hollywood Paramount Studios executives and walking towards her. She panicked. She hurriedly urged, "Okay, I agree, you leave now." I smiled and started walking, but headed towards the crowd. Sophia Jones turned pale with fright and rushed over to forcibly pull me away. Our dispute attracted everyone's attention, and Sophia Jones took the initiative to say to those people, "This is just one of my fans who sneaked into the celebration party to cause trouble. I'm about to call security to kick him out." As she spoke, she waved her hand and called for security. Suddenly, a female star wearing luxurious clothes and diamond high heels walked up to me. She low okayed at Sophia Jones with disdain. "Sophia Jones, are you delusional? Don't you know who he is?" Everyone in attendance focused their attention on me. The person speaking up for me was Lucy Stone, my childhood sweetheart and neighbor. She was a Midas touch in the entertainment industry. She debuted at 16 and was once a top star in the entertainment world, but she retreated behind the scenes at the height of her fame and transformed into a red-hot, well-known music producer. Every newcomer she has ever mentored and helped has been successful. Just as everyone was wondering about my identity, Ethan Hall came up and asked Lucy Stone with utmost respect, "Teacher Stone, do you know this gentleman?" I signaled to Lucy Stone with my eyes not to say anything out of line. Lucy Stone glanced at me and said nonchalantly, "He's the one I invited to attend the ceremony." Sophia Jones looked at me strangely, but she was surrounded by reporters. She explained awkwardly, "Sorry, I misunderstood. Lucy Stone took advantage of the chaos to pull me into the backstage green room. As soon as she closed the door, she questioned me with red eyes. Oliver Green, I only went abroad to study for a year, and you secretly got a marriage license with another girl without saying a word? It seemed that my father had already told her about my secret marriage. I was extremely embarrassed. Although Lucy Stone was 2 years younger than I, she had always been the child of other people's dreams in the mouths of parents. She was exceptionally intelligent since she was a child, and she was excellent in both her studies and her career. My father often compared me to her, and I felt a lot of pressure being with her. I flattered and smiled obsequiously, knowing that I was in the wrong. After seeing Sophia Jones's true colors, I regretted my impulsiveness every moment. Please don't lecture me anymore. I've already decided to get a divorce. Hearing this, Lucy Stone's expression improved HTLY, but her voice was still icy. Do you need any help? No, I can handle it myself. To avoid being lectured further, I quickly reminded Lucy Stone, hurry up and go. Aren't you a presenter? Don't let me make you late. Lucy Stone was still angry. I'll settle the score with you after the awards ceremony. I couldn't help but shiver. At the awards ceremony, Sophia Jones won the Grammy's Best New Artist as she wished. As soon as the ceremony ended, she was dragged away by Ethan Hall to celebrate. I snuck away while Lucy Stone wasn't paying attention. Thinking that Sophia Jones was celebrating her award somewhere, I went home to pack some clothes and belongings to take with me. I didn't expect that as soon as I walked in the door, Sophia Jones would return right after me. Seeing me, she was overjoyed. Honey, you're willing to come home? You've forgiven me, haven't you? As she said this, she rushed over to hug me, but I avoided her with disgust. Sophia Jones, you haven't forgotten what you said at the Ritz-Carlton ballroom today, have you? I reminded her, I didn't expose our relationship in front of the media, and you promised to divorce me. Sophia Jones looked incredulous. Honey, you saw it too. I won the Grammy's Best New Artist and have a bright future ahead of me. I won't mistreat you in the future. Why are you still being stubborn and throwing a tantrum with me? Throwing a tantrum? Being stubborn? I smirked coldly. Sophia Jones, are you drunk? Sophia Jones grabbed my hand. Ethan Hall and I are just using each other. We both get what we want. That's how this industry is, you know that. Her self-righteous look made me sick to my stomach. I knew that the entertainment industry wasn't clean. When I first brought her into this industry, I reminded her of this. But what did she say to me then? She said that she disdained those who flattered and fawned. She wanted to make a name for herself in the entertainment industry with her strength and hard work. It was this unyielding, confident, and beautiful side of her that made my heart fall quickly. I threw off her hand violently. Sophia Jones, you said one thing right that night. You said I was just someone from the neighborhood collecting trash. I did pick up trash when I picked you up. Unexpectedly, I, an ordinary person, became a trending topic overnight. The headline was Lucy Stone's Mysterious Boyfriend, Inseparable and Ambiguous Relationship. The accompanying photo was the moment when Lucy Stone and I stepped into the VIP section together. The angle and expression made Lucy Stone and me look unusually intimate. Lucy Stone had been in the entertainment industry for so many years, and she had never had a scandal. I immediately felt guilty and hurriedly called her. Stone, do you have a way to take down that ridiculous trending topic? I'm sorry, I've caused you trouble. Lucy Stone just yawned and said unhurriedly, Who told you to sneak away last night? I suddenly understood. Did you orchestrate this news? It seemed so. What kind of person was Lucy Stone? It would be easy for her to stop a gossip story. Aren't you getting a divorce? What are you afraid of? What does this have to do with my divorce? I didn't want to get involved in this mess in the entertainment industry. You have to know, being associated with Lucy Stone would cause an even bigger stir than being exposed as Sophia Jones's husband. After all, Lucy Stone's rank was higher than 10 Sophia Joneses combined. Fortunately, Lucy Stone still had some conscience and didn't expose me directly. Just looking at the extreme comments from fans under the trending topic scared me into a cold sweat. That night, Sophia Jones contacted me with a strange number. She asked me to meet her. I initially disagreed, but she said she wanted to talk about the divorce, so I naturally agreed. We met at a secluded Starbucks at dawn. Sophia Jones was fully armed, with a mask, sunglasses, and a baseball cap, and I almost didn't recognize her. I cut to the chase and said, "Which day are we going to New York City Hall to finalize a divorce?" Sophia Jones stirred her coffee with a spoon. I didn't agree to a divorce. I was angry. "Sophia Jones, are you playing with me?" She snorted coldly. "Oliver Green, shouldn't you explain your relationship with Lucy Stone to me first?" I was stunned. The tone of her questioning made it seem like I had done something to wrong her. I found it funny. "Sophia Jones, you're the one who cheated. Now you want to accuse me first? Want to pin the same crime on me?" "Honey, that's not what I meant." Sophia Jones hesitated for a moment and said softly, "I just didn't expect that you would know Lucy Stone." I raised my eyebrows. "So what? Can you introduce me to Lucy Stone?" Sophia Jones looked expectant. "If she can be the producer of my new album, I'll agree to anything you want." So, that's what she was waiting for. Everyone in the entertainment industry knew that even an unknown, 18th tier nobody could instantly become a top star as long as Lucy Stone lent a hand. Her plan was so obvious. "Sophia Jones, do you think I'll still believe you? Yesterday, you said that as long as I didn't expose our relationship, you would agree to a divorce. Now you're using Lucy Stone to threaten me? Do you think I'm stupid?" Sophia Jones also became anxious. "Honey, why don't you understand? I like you. I don't want to divorce you. I just want to be successful so badly. I'm doing this to make your life better, too. For my sake." She was shameless. "Yeah, you're doing it for my good, so you publicly said that I was a fan causing trouble. I knew that we couldn't agree tonight, so I got up to leave, but Sophia Jones grabbed me." "Honey, I couldn't help it. Can't you understand me? Sophia Jones, if you want to be famous, do it yourself. Don't make me look down on you." I threw off her manicured hand violently. "If you don't agree to a divorce, I'll sue." After saying those harsh words, I left the Starbucks without looking back. The next morning, I hadn't woken up yet when I received a call from a friend. "Oliver Green, you need to check the trending searches." I was instantly jolted awake and opened my phone with swollen eyes. Unexpectedly, the paparazzi in Los Angeles had followed Sophia Jones and me to the Starbucks last night. I wasn't so lucky this time. My profile and full face had been captured very clearly. What was even more shocking than the photos were the gossip headlines. "Entertainment industry love triangle, Lucy Stone's love rival is rising pop diva Sophia Jones." My head went blank. The comments below the gossip were all attacks on me. Is this the guy who was with Lucy Stone at the awards ceremony? He was ambiguous with Lucy Stone just a few days ago, and last night he secretly met with Sophia Jones? This is terrible. I just became a fan of Sophia Jones, and she's about to have a scandal? Sophia Jones can steal a man from Lucy Stone? Sophia Jones is something else. This guy is a gold digger. It's a disgrace to us men. Let's dox him. A dog of a man whose two timing isn't a good person. All the major social media platforms were filled with posts about the three of us, and Sophia Jones jumped into the top 5 trending female entertainers/celebrities overnight. However, this trending surge was taken down that afternoon. The only person who could suppress a trending surge so quickly was Lucy Stone. Although Lucy Stone had retreated behind the scenes this year, her popularity had remained high, consistently hovering in the top 3 of high-profile entertainers/celebrities. It was common practice in the entertainment industry too. But very few people knew about my relationship with Lucy Stone. Being able to associate my meeting with Sophia Jones with Lucy Stone must have been premeditated. I quickly thought of Sophia Jones. It was her. She used me to drag Lucy Stone into the water. She used Lucy Stone's fame to make herself a star. The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. After finding out that Sophia Jones was filming a music video at the Paramount Studios today, I drove straight over. Outside the Paramount Studios backstage green room, I overheard Sophia Jones and Ethan Hall arguing. "Didn't you promise me that you would censor Oliver Green? Why did you expose him?" Sophia Jones's voice was full of anger. Ethan Hall's tone wasn't good either. "Don't be ungrateful. Without my idea, could you have blown up because of a gossip story? Without me, could you have received so many endorsements and appointments in one day? Your husband knows Lucy Stone, but he's not willing to help you. Now that I've helped you, you're giving me attitude." I roughly understood what had happened. So, last night's meeting was intentionally arranged by them. If I hadn't agreed to help Sophia Jones connect with Lucy Stone, they would have already prepared a backup plan and dug a trap for me. I was within their calculations all along. I thought Sophia Jones would at least have a little bit of guilt towards me, which was why she blamed Ethan Hall for exposing me. But the next second, Sophia Jones threw herself into Ethan Hall's arms and explained in a low voice, "Honey, why would I give you attitude? I don't want Oliver Green to be exposed because I'm worried that someone will follow the trail and find out about my relationship with him." Ethan Hall snorted coldly. "Don't think I don't know that your husband has filed for divorce, but you won't agree. I'm asking you, do you like me or your husband?" Sophia Jones pretended to be angry. "What husband? You're my husband. You know how much I love you, don't you? I'm just afraid that he'll demand a high price or take revenge on me. What if I have a divorce scandal?" I couldn't listen anymore and kicked open the door of the backstage green room. Sophia Jones was kissing Ethan Hall passionately. "WH." And she saw that I had come. She was so scared that she immediately pushed him away. Ethan Hall didn't stand firmly and fell to the ground. I stepped forward and shouted angrily, "Sophia Jones, I was blind to have fallen for you." Even after discovering that Sophia Jones had cheated and being completely disillusioned with her, I never thought of ruining her future. I just wanted us to break up peacefully and go our separate ways. But I never expected that she could be so shameless. Seeing me leave the backstage green room in a fit of anger, Sophia Jones looked back at Ethan Hall, who was still sitting on the ground, cursing, hesitating again and again, and chasing after me. She grabbed my arm, looking nervous. "Honey, what are you going to do? Mind your own business." I shook her off, but she blocked my way. "Don't be impulsive." Sophia Jones was very anxious. "If you ruin me, you won't get anything good either. I'm not that little internet celebrity busking on the street corner anymore." Sophia Jones looked fierce. "With my ability, I'll soon become a top singer. I just signed a multi-million-dollar endorsement today. Aren't you happy for me? I'll compensate you in the future." "Compensate? I don't care." I glared at her. "Your ability? Your ability to seduce men? When I recommended you to go on American Idol, you performed poorly in the first round. If I hadn't found connections, could you have advanced? And today, you relied on trickery and used Lucy Stone's fame to create a scandal in exchange for endorsement contracts. What kind of ability is that? Sophia Jones's face turned pale from my scolding. She bit her lip and couldn't say a word. There's no happiness or future to be had from being entangled with a hypocritical woman like you. I ran out of the Paramount Studios but was surrounded by a group of reporters and fans waiting outside. There was no one at the door when I came over just now, but they suddenly appeared. Someone must have been trying to stir up trouble and called them here on purpose. Microphones were almost shoved into my mouth. Sir, what's your relationship with Sophia Jones? You were drinking coffee together late at night and looked very familiar. Can you tell us your story? Were you also the one who was with Lucy Stone that day? Lucy Stone has been in the entertainment industry for so many years and has never had a scandal. We're very curious about your relationship with Lucy Stone. Those crazy fans also looked like they wanted to devour me alive. I pursed my lips, not answering, but caught a glimpse of Sophia Jones hiding behind the door. She was cowering there, with no intention of helping me out of this situation. A reporter spotted her and immediately rushed over to corner her. Miss Jones, what is your relationship with this gentleman? Have you been together since last night? Is he your boyfriend outside the industry? Sophia Jones looked flustered, her face turning quite pale. After stammering for a moment, she finally spoke. I'm not familiar with him. He's just a fan. He recognized me at the Starbucks last night and asked for my autograph. I don't know how he found out I was filming a music video here. He came on his own accord. I had no idea. With those few simple sentences, she completely distanced herself from me, and I became the target of everyone's criticism. The fans even started pushing and shoving me. You're stalking our Joe, you creep. Looking all decent, but you're harassing a top celebrity. You're messing with both of my goddesses. I'm going to show you what's what today. Someone took the opportunity to spill their drink on me, making me look utterly pathetic. Sophia Jones watched the whole thing coldly from the sidelines, as if it were none of her business. Amidst the noise, I heard someone call out Lucy Stone. Before I could even see who it was, a warm and soft hand grabbed mine. 15 The boys and girls present were all in an uproar. Lucy Stone! I tease Lucy Stone. She's so beautiful. It's her. Oh my God, she's even more beautiful than she looks in videos. Stop blocking my view of the goddess, everyone move. In the crowded chaos, Lucy Stone held my hand tightly, showing no intention of letting go. He's the person I like. Do you think he would look at other girls when I'm pursuing him? Lucy Stone's simple words instantly set the scene on fire. The reporters who had initially surrounded Sophia Jones all swarmed over to the side. Miss Stone, how long have you been dating this gentleman? We're not dating yet, it's currently a one-sided crush on my part. Miss Stone, you've never been linked to any male entertainer/celebrities all these years. Is it because of this gentleman? Yes, I'm very dedicated. Her answer caused the fans to scream, almost shattering my eardrums. They kept asking a barrage of questions, but Lucy Stone had already pulled me into her car. I finally let go of her hand, only to realize that my palms were completely sweaty. I said awkwardly, aren't you afraid of losing fans by telling such lies? Lucy Stone turned her head away. Whatever. It's you who has such terrible taste. I couldn't find a response. I was taken to Lucy Stone's apartment, and she pushed me into the bathroom. Get cleaned up. Looking at myself in the mirror, I did look messy and disheveled. After today's incident, I wondered what kind of storm would be brewing in the Hollywood Paramount Studios tomorrow. But for me, divorcing Sophia Jones was of utmost importance. After showering, I walked out of the steamy bathroom, naked from the waist up, while drying my hair with a towel. Unexpectedly, I slipped, and just as I was about to have a close encounter with the floor, I instinctively grabbed the person next to me. But Lucy Stone was, after all, a girl and couldn't withstand the force of my 6-foot-tall frame. As a result, Lucy Stone was knocked down by me, and we both fell awkwardly to the floor. 16 I was. Mortified and immediately checked to see if she had been hurt. I saw her face was flushed, and she asked through gritted teeth, "Oliver Green, where are you touching me?" Only then did I realize that my hand was on her ample chest. After processing that for a few seconds, my cheeks burned like fire, and I shot up as if propelled by a spring. At that moment, the air around us was filled with an indescribable awkwardness and weirdness. Lucy Stone sat up, her face as red as a Fuji apple. She had always been a cool beauty since kindergarten, and many boys had followed her around. And as her only good friend, I was naturally very proud. When I was just starting to experience romantic feelings, I had a crush on her. After all, she was so beautiful and so kind. But because she was too perfect and too outstanding, I tried hard to suppress my wicked thoughts. I was afraid that my feelings would make her dislike me, distance herself from me, and eventually, I wouldn't even be able to be her friend. Because she was pretty, countless boys had pursued her since she was young, but none of them caught her eye. I often wondered, what kind of outstanding boy could ever be good enough for Lucy Stone? I remembered when I accidentally fractured my leg on the basketball court in my sophomore year of high school. Lucy Stone skipped class to take care of me at the hospital. Seeing my leg in a cast and my face pale with pain, she cried her eyes out. After that, whenever I went to the basketball court or had gym class, she would tirelessly remind me to be careful, even if I sometimes laughed at her for being nagging like a little housewife. Something was growing rapidly in my heart. I walked towards Lucy Stone, slowly, but with firm steps. She lowered her head, took 2 steps back, and slumped onto the sofa. I approached her, bent down, and looked at her. Her long hair was scattered like seaweed, and her delicate face was exceptionally beautiful even without makeup. I couldn't help but get closer to her. She lowered her eyes, and her thick, long eyelashes concealed the emotions in her eyes. At that moment, we were so close that I could feel her sweet, rapid breath brushing against my lips, bringing a subtle shiver. I had to admit that no man could resist being moved by Lucy Stone. My gaze fell on her slightly bitten lower lip, her pink lips looking fresh and tempting. I couldn't control my racing heart, and it became difficult to breathe. 17 Oliver Green, I wasn't lying today. Lucy Stone suddenly said, with a hint of desperate panic in her eyes. My mind was still blank, and I could only hear my heart beating faster and faster. Just as I was staring at her lips, involuntarily wanting to get closer, her phone rang. Lucy Stone pushed me away abruptly, her eyes flickering, and ran to the side to answer the call. I also regained my senses, patted my chest, but my heart was still pounding. Soon she hung up the phone and said to me in a normal tone, "Your uncle is here to pick you up." Oh. Our families have always been very close, and she probably told my father what happened today while I was showering. Soon, my father arrived. He thanked Lucy Stone and then took me away. "You're going to finalize the divorce at New York City Hall with Sophia Jones tomorrow," my father ordered with a dark face. I sighed. I wanted to, but Sophia Jones wasn't willing to let go. "I told you not to be impulsive back then, but you went ahead and got a marriage license at New York City Hall without telling us." My father got angrier and angrier as he spoke. "Do you know you were wrong now?" "I know." My father's expression softened a little, and he added, "I'll go find Sophia Jones tomorrow. She wouldn't dare to keep pestering you." I thought for a moment. "Dad, you don't have to step in. I can handle it myself." My father looked at me suspiciously. "Really?" "Don't worry, I can handle it." That night, I took Sophia Jones off my block list. I sent her a message, asking her to go with me to finalize the divorce at New York City Hall tomorrow. She resorted to her old tricks, acting cute and flattering, and using sweet words. This time, I didn't give her any face and sent her the video I had been keeping of her cheating with Ethan Hall. If you don't agree to the divorce, then this video will be on all major platforms tomorrow. I'm not afraid of losing face. You hid your marriage and cheated during it. I want to see how tolerant the internet users are. 18 The next day, I waited for Sophia Jones at New York City Hall. She was still wrapped up tightly, looking like a top celebrity. Before signing, she didn't forget to give me some PUA. You're the one who's losing out with this divorce. With my status now, I can have anything I want. If you don't know how to cherish it, there's nothing I can do. Don't say I'm heartless, but don't come crawling back to me asking to get back together in the future. I was amused by her words. Sophia Jones, do you think you'll always be so successful? The Hollywood Paramount Studios is constantly changing. It seems you don't understand that yet. Sophia Jones looked smug. I don't need you to worry about my future. Before long, I'll be even more famous than Lucy Stone. I couldn't be bothered to waste words with her. She could be as smug as she wanted. I just wanted to get rid of her as soon as possible. We didn't have any financial disputes, and the divorce went smoothly. Coming out of New York City Hall, Sophia Jones mocked, Oliver Green, I think you're too naive. Who is Lucy Stone? Would she want a divorced man like you? Don't dream. At most, she'll just keep you as a boy toy for a few days and then dump you. As she spoke, Ethan Hall drove over to pick her up in his sports car. Ethan Hall was wearing exaggerated sunglasses, trying hard to look fashionable. He provoked me, you lost, Joe is mine now. I twitched the corner of my mouth. Thank you for helping me recycle the trash. Hearing this, Sophia Jones and Ethan Hall's expressions both became extremely ugly. Ethan Hall thought I would be heartbroken after leaving Sophia Jones, but I looked relaxed and content. Ethan Hall wouldn't give up. You're just putting on a show. I heard you haven't even had a job in the last 6 months. A man as useless as you, you're nothing without Joe. Are you just going to let them bully you like that? A low, sharp voice interrupted Ethan Hall's smug laughter. It was my father and Lucy Stone. This was going to be a good show. 19 Seeing my father, Ethan Hall, immediately took off his sunglasses and put on a smile. Mr. Green, Oliver's father, what a coincidence to meet you here. My name is Ethan Hall, and I'm an entertainer/celebrity under your company. Sophia Jones also immediately recommended herself. Mr. Green, Oliver's father, hello, I'm Sophia Jones. They both reached out to shake hands with my father, but my father ignored them and walked directly to my side. I've known you've been going against me since you were a kid. You can tolerate them belittling you like this? My father scolded. I sighed. Dad, if a dog bites me, am I supposed to bite it back? Sophia Jones and Ethan Hall were completely dumbfounded. Dad? My father sneered, looking at them with disdain. What? Didn't you know that Oliver Green is my only son? Sophia Jones reacted and immediately nodded and bowed like a lackey. Dad, isn't this a coincidence? Turns out we're family. Don't call me that. My son has nothing to do with you anymore. Sophia Jones looked at me, then at my father, and panicked completely. Lucy Stone couldn't help but laugh. I heard you want to find Nocturne to write the lyrics for your new album? Ethan Hall spoke with difficulty, his voice trembling. Yes, Miss Stone. You also know that Nocturne is so mysterious, it's very difficult to contact her. Of course, back then, Lucy Stone became famous overnight with a song. Besides her looks and voice, the song written B. Why Nocturne also won all the major awards that year. Nocturne is a well-known lyricist, and his words are worth their weight in gold. Last year, Sophia Jones made a name for herself at the Hollywood Paramount Studios with a song, also written by Nocturne. It's just that Nocturne has never shown his face in public. Rumor has it that she is a mysterious, low-key, and aloof beauty. I couldn't help but smile. Ethan Hall looked at my father, then at Sophia Jones, and immediately distanced himself from Sophia Jones. Mr. Greenoliver's father, Ms. Stone, I'm not that familiar with Sophia Jones. Sophia Jones widened her eyes, looking at Ethan Hall in disbelief. Ethan Hall smiled obsequiously. Miss Stone, could you do me a favor and have Nocturne write a song for me? 20 Lucy Stone pulled me to her side. There's no need for so much trouble. Ethan Hall revealed an expectant expression. Lucy Stone raised an eyebrow. Nocturne is right here. You can ask him yourself if he's willing to write a song for you. Seeing my disgusted and unlucky expression, Ethan Hall was completely dumbfounded. What? How is that possible? Ethan Hall's face was full of disbelief. Isn't Nocturne a girl? How could it be him? Who told you Nocturne was a girl? Sophia Jones seemed to have thought of something. She rushed over and excitedly took my hand. Honey, you're Nocturne? No wonder you could get Nocturne's songs for me back then. How could I not have realized it? She was almost crying. Honey, you've been helping me silently all along, and I didn't even notice. I'm so stupid. Before I could shake her off, Lucy Stone had already pulled me back to her side. Lucy Stone's face was full of undisguised disgust. You're divorced now. Don't call him honey. It was the first time I saw Lucy Stone so angry. In her anger, there was also a hint of jealousy. In the next 2 days, I temporarily moved back home and was lectured by my father for many days. The house that Sophia Jones and I lived in was my property, but I didn't plan to keep it anymore. I put it online and quickly found a buyer. Sophia Jones was forced to move out. During this time, she came to me every day, begging for my forgiveness. I treated her like air. If she pestered me too much, I would have the security guards kick her out. Because she offended the Hollywood Paramount Studios' big boss, my father, and Lucy Stone, Sophia Jones was soon frozen, and before long, a video of her arguing with Ethan Hall on the street corner was also exposed. She not only cursed Ethan Hall without regard for her image, but also slapped him. Almost overnight, Sophia Jones became a notorious celebrity whom everyone avoided. 21 After a month-long cooling-off period, I successfully got my divorce certificate. Lucy Stone accompanied me that day. Sophia Jones seemed to want to say something to me, but she didn't dare to say more after Lucy Stone glared at her. Because of what Lucy Stone had told the reporters last time, her popularity had not decreased. Most of the fans supported her in bravely pursuing the person she loved. On the way back, I couldn't help but ask Lucy Stone, why did you suddenly agree to sign with my father and enter the Hollywood Paramount Studios back then? In my mind, Lucy Stone had always been a very low-key person. Like me, she didn't yearn for the extravagant Hollywood Paramount Studios at all. Lucy Stone said, because someone said he wanted his lyrics to be heard and loved by everyone. I was stunned for a long time before I realized it. I had loved writing lyrics since I was a child, and I had used my father's connections to write lyrics for some singers under a pseudonym. When I graduated from high school, I wrote a song that I was particularly satisfied with, but I was always worried about not having a suitable singer. At that time, my father suddenly asked for my lyrics, and then Lucy Stone used that song to debut and became famous overnight. Sighing at the fleeting glimpse under the moon, exchanging this life for endless love and hate, love so deep in the bones and marrow, how can it be forgotten, embracing passion to melt ice and snow, love lasts through the years, the rest of my life is long, this feeling is continuous. Lucy Stone looked at me, her eyes slightly wet. I thought if I didn't say it, you would understand my feelings one day. I knew you didn't like entering the Hollywood Paramount Studios, so I chose to retreat and become a behind-the-scenes music producer. But you were completely unaware of my feelings." As she spoke, Lucy Stone's face turned red. So did my ears. We were childhood sweethearts who had known each other for many years. In my heart, Lucy Stone had always been an unattainable queen. I never thought that she would be so deeply in love with me. 22. Just as my heart was pounding, Lucy Stone suddenly raised the corners of her mouth and smiled. "Fortunately, you're single again starting today." Her smile was very bright. "Now I can like you openly." 23. Half a year passed, and Ethan Hall's value plummeted due to scandals. The former A-list male entertainers/celebrities were reduced to a state where no one cared about them. As for Sophia Jones, her name seemed to have been completely swallowed up by the waves of the Hollywood Paramount Studios, becoming a footnote in the history of the past. The dazzling stage of the Hollywood Paramount Studios never hesitated to eliminate those who pinned their hopes on shortcuts. Only self-improvement and hardworking souls can gain a foothold here. As the end of the year approached, Lucy Stone and I were strolling on the bustling streets. At a crowded street corner, I saw a familiar person I hadn't seen in a long time. It was Sophia Jones. In the dead of winter, she was dressed in thin clothes, shamelessly dancing suggestive dances on the street. On her exposed back was printed a QR code, and she was constantly shouting for passers-by to give her a gift card/cash in a gift envelope. But very few people stopped for her. I was filled with emotion for a moment. Lucy Stone saw through my thoughts and asked, "Want to go say hello?" I shook my head. I don't miss her at all. She chose this path herself. Lucy Stone smiled and stood on tiptoe to kiss my cheek. I smiled and hugged her tightly, whispering, "Hey, we're on the street. Aren't you afraid of trending again tomorrow?" Lucy Stone didn't care at all. "Anyway, it's no secret that you're my boyfriend. Have you seen my Weibo comments? They're all asking when we're getting married." I kissed her forehead and whispered, "So when are you going to agree to be Mrs. Greenoliver's father?" Lucy Stone avoided my burning gaze and pretended to be embarrassed. "That depends on your performance." Hearing this, I took her hand and intertwined our fingers. "Let's go home," she asked in confusion. "Didn't we agree to go shopping on Broadway?" I leaned over and whispered in her ear, "I can't wait. I want to go home and give you a good performance." The surrounding crowd was bustling, and the afterglow of the setting sun shone on us, warm and thick. A sense of unprecedented peace and happiness surged in my heart. At this moment, I knew that the happy story belonging to Lucy Stone and me had begun. The end. Know her flaws? Ryan deliberately put down his chopsticks. "So, what are you trying to tell me?" Jake put it rather vaguely. "What do you think of Ava? Since she has so many good qualities, isn't she pretty likable?" Originally, he meant that he hoped Ryan would like her too, but that's not how Ryan took it. Ryan's pupils gradually darkened, and he smiled mockingly before quickly reverting to his cold demeanor. "Are you done eating?" Ryan said. "I'll treat you next time." Ryan wasn't willing to accept any kindness from a rival. In the dimly lit woods, the sounds of a man and woman breathing intertwined faintly. Ava was being held on someone's lap. He seemed to like this position very much, because from that angle, he could move his lips wherever he wanted. Ava held the back of his head, her fingers interlacing in his hair, and Ava moaned softly. Ryan bit her hard, and Ava felt a sting of pain, which was immediately replaced by the mingling of saliva. His lips slid up her neck, each step with great force, finally landing on the corner of her mouth. After the saliva mixed, Ava felt pain and the faint taste of blood in her mouth. "Ah," she said, covering her lips and looking at him with wet eyes, as if accusing him. Ryan wiped away the blood, his eyes showing satisfaction, like a beast that had finally gotten its fill. To get revenge, Ava deliberately buried her head and smeared the lipstick and blood on his white collar. Are you unhappy today? I'm happy now, Ryan said, stroking the top of her head, her soft black hair feeling like silk. What did Jake say to you? She asked curiously, looking up at him. Nothing, Ryan said. Regardless of whether Jake really liked her, he wasn't going to tell her. Just like he couldn't take 2 cold showers at the same time. He couldn't fall for the same rival twice. Having tasted the joy of being together, the blood at the corner of her mouth was no longer enough. He looked at her, the girl's innocent pupils like pure white flowers. The mere thought of Ava falling into someone else's arms made him want to mark her as his own. Ryan returned to his dormitory hall, where Jake was playing a game. Out of the corner of his eye, he suddenly saw the red mark on Ryan's white collar. Wait, he said, stunned, shouting at Ryan's back. What's that on you? Ryan turned around. Jake looked at it and was certain that it was lipstick and nothing else. Were you forcibly kissed by a girl? Or were you choked? Ryan looked down, having not noticed it before. Before he could say anything, Jake laughed. Have the female students these days become so open? I think it's okay, Ryan said. Jake blinked, then spotted a cut on Ryan's lip. This injury, not in any other place, not at any other time, but specifically today, when his collar was stained with lipstick, shocked Jake, and a terrifying thought flashed through his mind. Don't tell me you're dating, Jake said. Yes, Ryan nodded, dropped a single word, and turned to go to the bathroom, leaving Jake stunned, and 2 roommates equally dumbfounded, who had jumped out of bed. Do you believe it? No, they replied in unison. Ava waited for someone outside of New York University after class. Christmas was coming, and there were stalls selling overpriced apples everywhere on the street. Ava had always looked down on them, but now she was willing to be ripped off and bought 5. Ryan came out in his white BMW. Ava got in and touched the leather seats, exclaiming, "It's been a while." Back then, when she saw it, how could she have imagined that one day she would have the chance to sit in it? Ryan said, "If you like it, I can give it to you." His calm tone made it sound like he wasn't joking at all. Ava was startled and quickly said, "I'm kidding. No matter how rich we are, we can't spend money like that. You can't do that in the future." The words "we" in future made Ryan turn and smile softly, his eyes as if illuminated by the light of the setting sun. Ava took out the apples during dinner, offering him one like a treasure, a smile on her face. "I want to be the first person to give you Christmas apples." Ryan took it. "You don't have to go to so much trouble. I wouldn't accept Christmas apples from anyone else anyway." Ava smiled sweetly. His words were lonely, but especially touching. It was as if he had always been alone, but from now on, she would be involved. "Why did you buy 5? Ryan asked. "Oh, 1 is for you, 1 is for Jake, and the other 3 are for my roommates," she said as if it were normal, not noticing Ryan's darkening mood. They ate dinner, watched a movie, and went shopping for gifts for her roommate's upcoming birthday. Her roommate called her, asking her to buy takeout from a stall outside of campus. Then she received a call from her counselor, saying that she needed to send a file and didn't have access to a computer, so Ava called Jake to ask for his help. Ryan parked the car in the shadows outside of New York University, looking ahead with a cold, patient gaze as he tapped on the steering wheel. After waiting for her to hang up the phone, he turned to her, and the girl's pupils were finally free of any other complexities. "Am I taking up our date time?" Ava asked softly. "No," Ryan said, lying, but his mood wasn't high. He stopped tapping the steering wheel and adjusted his seat back. Understanding, she scrambled over and sat on his lap. As if to appease him, she cupped his face and kissed him as soon as she sat down. In the dim light and enclosed space, their breathing became increasingly unsteady, pulling, sucking, gradually losing breath. Ryan's lips were damp, as were his fingertips. "What have you been angry about lately?" she asked softly, hugging him. "I'm not angry," he said, still lying. "You're lying," Ava pouted. "You can't lie to me. I know everything about you." Ryan found the analogy unexpected and amusing. Raising an eyebrow. "Even more than when we were naked in the hotel last time?" Ava's cheeks flushed instantly. "I'm talking about something serious." "You're the one who wouldn't let me talk about something serious," Ryan said. He leaned in to kiss her again, but she wouldn't let him, insisting on hearing the reason. Ryan was helpless. He looked at her for a moment before saying, "You're too patient with too many people." "What?" Ava was stunned. "Birthday gifts, Christmas apples, takeout, sending files." Ryan looked at her. "You're so patient with everyone, so considerate to everyone. I'm just like one of them." She was the special and unique one in his life, but he wasn't in hers. That was why, even after they were together, he still felt like Jake was a threat. He didn't like these emotional fluctuations, but he didn't think they were necessary, so he had been sulking. He desperately hoped that she would be like him, only longing for one person. It only took Ava a second to understand what he meant. She looked at him with bright eyes in the darkness, hugging him and saying, "My legs are weak now. Can you just take me back to my dormitory hall later?" Ryan nodded in agreement, and she sent a message to Jake from the passenger seat. She knew that the white BMW would cause a stir when it drove up, so she wasn't surprised when she saw students taking pictures. "Wait for me for 5 minutes. I'm going upstairs to get something." Ava unbuckled her seatbelt, ignoring the gazes of her friends and running upstairs. 5 minutes later, she ran down, knocked on the driver's side window, and Ryan got out. As soon as someone recognized who the owner of the car was, gasps of surprise rang out around them. Ava held a small box, like a treasure, looked at him, and handed it over happily and proudly. "What is it?" Ryan hadn't opened it yet. "A Christmas gift." She blinked. "One of a kind." He leaned against the car door and opened it under the streetle. Eyed, his dark pupils reflecting the things inside the small box. An empty sports drink/Gatorade bottle, a familiar flyer, and a small piece of paper. The note read, "Mr. Surian, didn't you sleep well last night? Have a good dream tonight." A memory suddenly flashed through Ryan's mind. Perhaps on a sleepless night, when he was dizzy and not thinking straight, he had called Ava, but hung up immediately. The next morning, the dormitory hall monitor stopped him and said, "Young man, a girl bought you milk and breakfast." He was in a terrible mood, glanced at the note, and said to the monitor, "Please, take it." "Thank you." He didn't look at the lonely breakfast again. It was left with someone else, without even a glance from its intended recipient. Ava, who was standing at the entrance of the men's dormitory hall, witnessed the whole thing. She sadly retrieved the note and left the breakfast for the monitor. The note had a faint yellow tint and was carefully taped up and preserved, showing how cherished it was. He looked up at her. "Don't think I treat you differently," Ava said. "You've been different from others since long before you disliked me. You've always been different. I've liked you, probably longer than you know." Who liked whom first? What did it matter? He didn't care. He only cared that all his careful planning was also treasured by her. Ryan smiled, and whether it was the starlight or something else, Ava seemed to see tears in his eyes. She opened her eyes wide with curiosity, but he was about to lean down and kiss her in front of everyone. "Wait!" She pushed him slightly. Seeing Ryan's confusion, she looked towards the end of the dormitory hall street until she saw Jake's familiar figure. Then she smiled, took the initiative to put her arms around his neck, and kissed him on tiptoe. Poor Jake, still running, was critically hit. The two people he thought couldn't stand each other were making out right in front of him. What the F asterisk asterisk asterisk? Jake and his roommate were dumbfounded. Hey, Ava said, let me introduce you. This is my boyfriend. Don't bully him in the dormitory hall in the future. She could keenly sense that the man beside her, who didn't outwardly express his emotions, was experiencing an exponential increase in happiness. Many people thought he was unwilling to express himself, arrogant and indifferent, but Ava was the opposite. Just as she could read that he liked her, she could also read at every different stage, when he was happy, when he was angry, and when he was down. It wasn't a misperception.